Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Lord Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. I'm the brother Napak from Great Millstone Temple. And I want to give the honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who well, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the ones listening in. And I want to get into a quick lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson is truly edifying to those listening in. And I'm going to title this lesson, Esau Will Not Succeed. All right, Esau, which is a so-called white man, which he's really red. All right, he will not succeed. What I mean succeed is, the agenda that Esau is trying to bring out. All right, the NWO, and him trying to become as, God himself, the Lord himself. All right, but it will all fail because because of prophecy's sake, honestly, really. All right, but also on top of that, the Lord is ultimately going to, destroy all his wicked devices and schemes, all right, and plans. Okay, it's the Lord doing this, so as you see right now, you have a lot of things going on, the hantavirus, all right. You got also this whole Chud, the builder guy, setting up a whole, really America's already divided. It's already race wars and everything, but these, race wars is going to become physical. These civil wars are going to become physical. Everything is going to become physical. Nothing's going to be on the internet anymore because not everyone's it's coming to a point where America's going to destroy itself with riots, all right, civil war, okay, all these different things from the inside, all right. And this is, ultimately what Esau wants to ultimately bring order out of chaos. Esau is trying to bring his order, okay, martial law, to set things in a pathway of him being able to chip everyone, all right, and control everyone, okay. So he's bringing all these things, all right, but ultimately this is all the Lord's, this is all prophecy from the Lord. So just, straight to the point, this is Job chapter 5 and verse 12. It says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. All right, so the Lord is, disappointing the devices, the schemes of the crafty. And the crafty is Esau, man. These devils sit down and counsel and have all these different meetings on how to become in complete rulership, all right, to control everyone, to have their, complete dominion, all right, which is never going to happen because Scripture says, their hands, all right, the Lord's going to disappoint the devices of their schemes, of the crafty. Okay, it says so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, so they won't be able to perform their enterprise. They won't be able to fulfill their desires. Okay, no matter what they bring, how close they get, it will never be fulfilled. They will never succeed. And that's what it says in NLT. It says, he frustrates the plans of schemers, so the work of their hands would not succeed. So he's frustrating the plans of these schemers, these devils. All right, each route they go is, it's hard for them. All right, these, it's like Esau is getting anxious, nervous. He's gonna start rushing things out. And you see that now, man. So he's trying to bring, like I said, that order out of chaos, man. So he's gonna bring a multitude of chaotic events to here to America, and really to the whole world. All right, so he can establish his order and his rulership. All right, it says, continuing on, it says he traps the wise in their own cleverness, so their cunning schemes are thwarted. All right, so the Lord, trapped the wise in their own cleverness. These devils think they so clever, they so smart, but they just playing right into the Lord's hands, man. right into prophecy. Okay, because it's prophesied of civil wars, it's prophesied of race wars, it's prophesied of WW3, prophesied of viruses and pestilence. So all these things are prophesied, and they think them bringing this, all right, bringing America or the world to that point is going to allow them to bring order. It's like it's going to allow them to have control. But ultimately, the Lord is going to, swipe that right out of their hands. Right when they feel like they got it, they can hold on to it, and it's right there, their completion of their mission. The Lord's going to, swipe it, right out of their hands, man. The Lord's going to destroy them, and that's the worst feeling. It's when you have something, you feel like you that close just for it to be taken away. So the Lord is going to truly humble, all right, and put down this devil, man. All right? His fall off is going to be greater than anything you have ever witnessed, man. Before any other captivity or any other, ruler. The way the Lord's going to take this kingdom, all right, it's going to be in a way that is going to be remembered for, ever. Really, forever. Okay? And it's going to be it's going to be something that's going to continue out. All right, it's going to be in history. We live in the times of history that's going to be talked about. All right, so it says, bringing it back, he traps the wise in their own cleverness, so their cunning schemes are thwarted. All right, so even the clever little schemes that they counsel and have meetings about, they're all going to be thwarted, man. The Lord's going to, destroy it. It's over. All right. These devils don't see it, but they can damn well feel it. Okay. That's why they're so in such in a rush. All right. That's why they're trying to continue out everything at a faster pace. But no matter how fast or how slow they go, it's all going to go into the time that the Lord needs it to be for Yahushua to come back, man. All right. Now I want to get this also. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 5. It says, the triumphing of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. So the triumphing of the wicked is short, man. All right. These devils have a short temporary time to rule, not forever. All right. So we know that. We understand that. That's why looking at all these things, how these devils are doing, we like, man, just keep going, bro. Like WW3, hantavirus, just keep it going, bro, because they don't know that they're digging they're digging their own holes. All right, they're burying themselves, man. All we gotta do is prophesy and go out every weekend, and throughout the week do lessons, of course, and to feed the Lord's sheep. That's all we've been doing, bro. We haven't had to pick up a gun. Niggas are thinking about picking up guns and going to war with these damn devils. Nah, man, we ain't pick up a gun. We ain't do none of that, bro. It's just, us praying to the Lord. And ever since then, times have been getting worse and worse. All right. Once the truth came out, the end began to manifest. All right. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds. So though he, he has a great rulership, a great kingdom, excellency, the wars he won, the battles he been in, and he got out, all right, mount up to the heavens. It says, yet he will perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. So this guy's going to be utterly forgotten, man. All right? Where people, it's just going to fade away like a dream. No one's going to really remember, Esau Edom. You're going to forget his face. You're going to be extinct. You're like, damn, I forgot what that guy looked like. Because though his rule was great, his downfall is going to be even greater. All right? And that right there, this place being nuked, all right, it's going to be, you're going to see it every time, bro. The Lord going to have it there. All right? Every time you pass by America, Babylon, it's going to be just desolation. All right? A desert. Okay? It's going to remind you that these devils that was once in rule, the Lord had utterly destroyed, man, for our sakes. All right? For them touching the apple of the Lord's eye, man. So we happy, bro. We're rejoicing. We can't wait. We want the time to speed up even faster. It's already going by fast, but we want it even faster, man, because we see what's coming. And we know what's happening. All right? And we haven't lost hope. It says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. It says, his children shall seek to please the poor, and we are the poor. Okay? Israel is the poor, but his children is going to seek to please us. All right? They're going to be our servants like they were supposed to be. Base men, They're supposed to serve, Israel. It says, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. All right? So, his hands are going to restore our goods, bro. They're going to be working for us, in servitude unto us, man. All right? And like I said, we can't wait, bro. We have hope. We have faith because we know. Seeing everything that's going on now, you can't deny it, honestly. All right? So the Lord is making his move, man. He's been making his move. All right? It says, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat and his bowels is turned, and it is the gall of asp within him. All right? So the meat within his bowels is turned, Everything that he has gotten and swallowed up, riches and all these different things, he's going to turn sour and poisonous into himself. It says he hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. So, like I said, the great downfall of Esau Edom. All right? This is what we're going to be able to participate in also, the men of the Lord. All right? The Lord's servants. You're going to be able to see this, participate in it, to destroy these devils, man. All right? And it's going to be a blessing because it was a reward for them to destroy us. It's going to be an even greater reward for us to destroy them. All right? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to hopeful elect and while listening young.